I am joined now by Senator Bob Corker, chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, welcome. Let's begin with your reaction to the words that we just heard from Benjamin Netanyahu.
Well, Martha, they were what I expected. I mean, when you have Rouhani and Putin spiking the ball, the leader of Iran, the leader of Russia, spiking the ball over what has happened, you can imagine that that would be the reaction from Netanyahu. We have not seen the details of the agreement. I think you know that. They'll be forthcoming. We will have, my guess is we may get those by the end of the week, and the clock starts, the 60-day clock starts on our review period once we get those documents. But the early read creates great skepticism on my part and concern for our country and for that part of the world.
All right, so the president made it very clear that although he wants Congress to have oversight of this deal, if you all are to vote it down, he will try to override that.
Right. I always expected that to be the case. If you remember, Martha, Congress had no role in this whatsoever. The president made it clear in a letter to me he was going to go straight to the UN Security Council and not allow Congress to have any role in this whatsoever on behalf of you and the American people who are watching this program and people all around the world. Not allow us to have any review process because of legislation that he said he was going to veto until he saw that it overwhelmingly was going to pass. We do have that right. It is a heavy lift. No doubt if Congress decides this is not in the U.S. interest, it's not in our allies' interest, then no doubt he will try to veto that. But this is the role that Congress is supposed to play. I'm glad that we've injected ourselves into the process and will have, on behalf of you and others, the opportunity to go through it in detail.
So it would take 67 votes to override that veto, and you say that's a heavy lift. Can you translate that for us at this point in terms of votes?
Well, look, I don't want to prejudge, and again, I don't even want to say what direction we'll embark on at this point. The first position is to get the document and to go through it. Again, the early indications make me very, very skeptical, but our role is to go through this. And Martha, it's likely that a vote won't even take place on this until early September. So, look, let's go through it. But again, as I read the comments from the Iranian president, and as I read the comments from Putin, as I read comments from Bashar Assad, a murderous leader of Syria, I'm concerned. Again, we are just now had faxed to us or emailed to us portions of what we need to go through. There'll be all kinds of classified annexes and other details that we will need to look at.
All right, so in terms of the specifics of this deal, a lot of people are very alarmed that at the 11th hour, as Ed Royce put it, they put in this arms part of this deal, which was never on the table in this whole arrangement. So Iran decided, look, you know, it appears that Iran decided, look, we're going to get a deal here, and so we're going to push even further. And we also want you to let up on our weapons sanctions so that we could produce conventional weapons after 5 years and missiles, even intercontinental ballistic missiles, after 8 years. How did that get to be part of this deal? And will Congress have any ability to strip that out?
Martha, how a rogue nation like Iran that had a boot on its neck 2 years ago was able to go from having its nuclear program dismantled to getting the gains that it's gotten from 6 important countries is really hard to understand. And as this has gone on, and as you mentioned, as we got to the finish line, more and more issues arose. You just look at the body language this morning between Iran's negotiator and Kerry. I mean, they're jubilant, Kerry looking dour. I don't know how we've allowed it to get to this place. But again, let's go through it. I've said from day one I want to read the agreement. I don't know how these additional issues came in, the arms embargo. They have one of the most sophisticated ballistic missile programs in the world, and that's one of the things that concerns the previous speaker on your program so much. And again, it appears that we could possibly be paving the way towards their greatness.
Right. Well, as you point out, when you've got Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah, and Putin, very delighted with the outcome of this deal, you do have to want to look into the details and see why they're so happy. Senator, thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.